Hey guys, I'm actually now doing something different. I am going to start the BJD prompts. I am getting into so many prompts. I'm probably gonna fall flat on my face at some point, but eh, whatever. I like the challenge, doing a lot of stuff at once, so I'm gonna try it. But anyway, the first prompt, if I'm reading this correctly, I've got my computer behind my iPad. The technology is just a flying in here, and I'm not good at any of it. But the first prompt is introductions, and I haven't actually watched any of the prompts, so I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm guessing it's an introduction to me. And my channel is full of introductions of me, so this is really awkward that I have to do this again, but I want to follow this, and I don't want to stray from it because I will screw myself over for sure and miss some things. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the introduction. My name is Erin, and I have been in the hobby for 4 years. And in those 4 years, I have collected, I'm gonna say upwards of 60 BJDs of different forms. Not all of them will be classified as BJDs, I suppose. Some of them are tiny anthro dolls. Some of them are most of the ones that I wouldn't consider real BJDs would be the little anthros that don't cost very much money, but to me they're all characters in my stories, so I'm going to go ahead and count them for myself. Plus they cost enough money that I'm gonna count them. Cool. Here's Dozer. Hi Dozer. Go on and play. Anyway, my first BJD was a Pookie Bonnie. I actually ordered a Dalzone Tinton before I ordered my Pookie Bonnie, but my Pookie Bonnie was in stock at Denver Dolls, so she came first before my Dalzone Tinton, which came like 3 months after the Bonnie. So my first doll was a Pookie Bonnie, and I quickly realized the smaller the doll, the more I tended to go to them. The bigger doll, when she came in, began to get completely neglected to the point where I eventually sold her because I felt bad within just a couple months of having her, because I just knew right then and there that the little ones were for me. And once I got Pookie Bonnie, I knew that I loved BJDs a whole lot, and that I was royally screwed because I knew it was going to cost a fortune. And at first I was very careful with what I bought. I would write it all down, I would document what I bought, and I would budget it and all that little nitpicky responsible stuff. I don't do that anymore. Now I just spin whatever I want, because it gets that way, you guys. It gets that way. It gets to the point where you're just like, I want that. Okay, add to cart. At first, though, you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, that dress for that tiny 6-inch doll is more than I spent on a whole outfit for myself at Forever 21. So that's what I was at first. So after I got my Pookie Bonnie and sold my Tinton, the Pookie fees began to start rolling in. I got a Luna and a Pong Pong and a Flora and an Isis, and I started just stockpiling them, and I loved them, and I gave them all individual personalities and names, and we started building dioramas for them, and I started to get sets of remnant that would go with their personalities, and it snowballed from there hardcore. And now I have an entire book literally filled with the stories for my BJDs. I like them to have deep backstories for their characters, and I love to take photo stories of them with my camera, with them looking like they are real and they are magical creatures and they live here with me. And so it really snowballed, and now I have families and pets and companions and husbands and wives and children, and just shops and stores and houses that belong to these characters. My house is filled with just toys and figures and doll houses and stuff that go with my characters. So I have really snowballed into something that I absolutely adore. And I'm not gonna lie, every once in a while I get really, really stressed out. Like if somebody says something mean about my characters, or somebody says something about my videos, or you're boring, or you talk too much, I do get really, really discouraged, and I want to just delete my YouTube channel, and I want to throw my stories in the fire. I'm not kidding. And sometimes I get so stressed that I just cry and get really upset. So I'm just like anyone else in that aspect. But for the most part, this brings me incredible joy and gives me really a reason to wake up in the morning and go to work. I work hard at work, so I can afford to do this. So yes, my introduction is, I am very real. I get very stressed with this stuff, but BJDs are real, pretty much my entire life, and what I wake up for and what I work for, and besides feeding my cats. Come here. Come introduce yourself. I also work for these guys as well. And also, if you don't know, I'm a crazy cat lady as well. So not only is my house filled with toys and figures, my house is also filled with cats. Lots and lots of cats. So yes, I'm Erin and I'm crazy. But yeah, that is my introduction. That one's a little more deep than my usual introductions where I talk about my characters and stuff, but yes. So hopefully that's good enough for an introduction after I've done the introduction of myself so often. But yes. And it looks like the next prop is, what are your hobby fears? I think I have a lot of those as well. So pretty much my whole life bases around how am I gonna afford this. So I'll talk about that next time. But for now, I'll talk to you guys next prompt, and I'm going on and making some more videos. Bye guys.